welcome to another episode of the Code X podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, and joining me, as usual, are my co-hosts, Jamie Wokick and Tim Morris.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, everybody? We're back.
Yep, we are back. I was gone 2 weeks. These two were gone 1 week, but we're all back. It's the three of us again. And today is June 8th. Tomorrow will be June 9th, making it 1 year since me and Jamie had our first episode of the Code X podcast.
Woo!
We had a lot going on, a lot of news over these past few weeks. So we moved some of the news to the pre-show, like the Deadpool 3 update and Joe Quesada leaving Marvel. And then now we have a lot of news going on today. We had the Black Adam trailer that dropped. We had another trailer that was not so good. We have more Morbius news.
Sonny's putting it lightly.
Yes, we have our works. We have, yes, Codex has been up to a lot lately. We have our topic of the week, which is what comics should someone read but has never heard of? We would have another round of Do You Know? And then everybody get your balls ready because we will be reviewing Hawkeye miniseries from 1983.
Yes.
When we get to the review, you'll know why I'm talking about.
Yes, thank you.
Balls.
Thank you for throwing that in there. That's what I was hoping for when he said that. That's the only reason I had this on there. Honestly, is for that opening.
Oh my lord.
One might say we're oddballs.
Yeah, you know what else is an oddball, Sonny? The first trailer that we're going to be talking about today.
Oh, yes, the first trailer. Gotham Knights dropped the trailer, and boy, was it something. I mean, so it's the story. It's going to be on CW. Those of you who don't know or have not seen the trailer, get ready. Batman's dead. It's about his son, and he's working with the villain. Batman's new son, who's a new character, is working with the children of villains, and they're trying to solve this case. And guys, I think I got to read some of the comments on YouTube.
Oh, now we know why you were on that.
Okay. Ready for that? Yeah. One is, Mom, can we get Morbius? We have Morbius at home. Morbius at home.
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was so bad. The trailer is the closest show we'll get to having views. Oh man. When you thought Batwoman was the worst CW could do, that's impressive.
Hey, you were on that, Sonny.
Yeah, it's done now, so it's not giving any more money. So this is one of them. This is one of the most greatest trailers I have ever seen. This trailer inspired me to go follow my dreams of trying to fly by jumping off of a rooftop.
What in the world?
Yes. This makes Morbius look like the greatest crafted cinematic masterpiece in the history of film. Yes. So
oh
yeah,
man.
I think that basically tells you that I'm not too excited for this show.
Really? Because I just seen laughter and happiness on your face.
But I did, yeah, I was very happy to talk about this with you guys. I was like, this needs to be on the actual show. And I put in my notes, I need to read those YouTube comments. Yeah. But what do you guys think of Gotham Knights?
You know what, Tim? I'll let you take that one.
I don't have a whole lot to say. The thing that I really dislike about this is they're bringing in an absolutely brand new character as Batman's son instead of using an established character like Damian. That really kind of chaps me the wrong way. I get the concept, Batman being dead, but apparently all the villains have been able to find the time throughout their illustrious careers to settle down and raise families. And now all these kids are coming together to work together to figure out this dastardly deed that has taken place. The Caped Crusader is no more.
And all the kids are like the same age too. So they're all around
right.
The same time.
So
the all the kids are on the same age.
So around the same time period, everybody was like, maybe we need to calm this supervillain stuff down. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's go raise a family together. Wonderful. Greatest idea in the world. Batman's got a kid too. Yeah, I have no desire to see this. I'm not going to watch it. The last thing I ever watched on CW, I think, was Legends of Tomorrow. and I haven't seen any of the other shows since. This isn't going to get my attention. I think I'll watch it to laugh at it with you guys, but that's about it.
I feel like you guys are giving this so much hate here, and I'm going to join. No, the one thing that I was excited for when this was announced was Misha Collins playing Two-Face, and that's how it was stated on the show, that he was playing Two-Face. They didn't say he was playing Harvey Dent, but Two-Face. And I was like, oh, we're getting Two-Face. So as soon as whatever the kid's name, Batman Jr. opens the door and there's Harvey Dent and it's Misha Collins, I was like, oh, why has he got a whole face?
Because he's playing Harvey Dent.
And I'm like, this isn't what's supposed to happen. Like, you guys lied to me, and the show looks like it's stupid, so I'm not gonna watch it. Like,
I'm taking my Two-Face and I'm going home.
Yeah, that's how it was, man. Like, it was like it. You know, he had, and this is from chat. He did have the Castiel voice from Supernatural, which was hilarious because all I'm thinking there is like I'm waiting for him to like show up with like Dean and Sam.
Right? Didn't you say it was like basically the same performance?
Yeah, straight through.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was. There's nothing about that trailer that made me go woo. I think this is the end of the Arrowverse as we speak.
The wind was let out of your sails.
No, that thing got ripped down and sunk.
And what about Batman's outfit? I mean, you could barely see him on the ground, but even I saw people commenting like, it looks like he was wearing something from Party City.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
He had
just look at
he had a towel wrapped around his neck.
Yeah.
Or like a, what do you call it? A shower curtain.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, why are we doing this to the Batman? Like,
yeah, Batman can't beat whoever kills him, but you know who could beat him?
A shower
curtain. His kid with no training, and then all the other supervillains kids who also have no training.
Yeah, but I forgot in the trailer, didn't they say he had extra abilities too, or something like that in there at one point? Like, you're different. There's a reason you're different. And I'm like, what?
So who's his mom?
Superman.
Of course. Absolutely.
Clark Kent gave birth.
Probably a woman named Martha.
Yeah.
Why did you say that name?
Because the mom complex.
But your mom's name is Martha too? Let's stop fighting.
Yeah, let's just stop fighting right now. I'm gonna go marry one named Martha. Do me a favor. Promise me you won't go down this alleyway.
Do you know who else has a complex?
It's not time for that.
No? We're not ready?
We're not doing do you know?
It's
I was gonna say
Morbin time.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. It's Morbin time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
but you started off with do you know?
Do you know who has a complex?
Yeah,
Yes.
me now, because I think we're going in the wrong segment. Too early.
Sony Pictures, ladies and gentlemen. Not only did Sony take down the amazing 24/7 Morbius movie stream just for another to replace it, but because Morbius has become this international sensation in the form of a meme, Morb heads everywhere were able to get their least favorite movie put back into theaters, and it bombed abysmally. So first things first, there was a live stream 24/7 of Morbius the movie, just one right after the other, and it went on for quite a few weeks before Twitch took it down, saying it violated some kind of term of service or anything like that. But there is now another one up, and it's called Morbius Mode. So go find that and watch it, because this movie does not deserve any of your money. At one point, someone was streaming the entirety of Morbius on Twitch. 2,000 people were watching it live. But some executive at Sony thought that with the renewed attention that Morbius has gotten, they went into the executives room and were like, hey, got a good idea. Morbius is gaining traction. We should throw it back into theaters. Wonderful. Let's do it. Guess how much they made? Okay. So Sony re-releases Morbius, puts it back into theaters. Reports say that as of this time, it was updated 2 days ago. So Forbes reports that the movie made $300,000 across 1,037 theaters that it was screened in. So they put it back up to full numbers. And do you know what that translates to per day?
Wasn't it?
fail. A big fail.
Yeah, well, yeah.
$289. So
Wow.
yeah, nobody cares about this movie. Nobody is interested in this movie except for Jared Leto super fans and
Morb heads too.
Morb heads, exactly. And the only reason we love it is because it is such an easy movie to make fun of. And we're not bullying Sony. We're not bullying Jared Leto. Jamie might be,
I am.
But the point is, guys, I mean, we get to choose what we pay to watch with our money, and if it's not good, we're not going to pay for it. And if it's complete and utter trash, we're going to do what is going on right now and live stream it on Twitch and throw it up on YouTube full 4K HD. And then Sony's going to be like, there's some interest there. Put it back in theaters all the way. Turn it up to 11, and nobody shows up. Jamie, Sonny, guys, what do you think about this catastrophe?
Go ahead, Sonny.
It's just funny, like, I think when I sent you guys the article about it being put back in theaters, and Jamie said, I love this, how it just keeps going. I think that is the funny thing. It doesn't stop. It just keeps something new, like you said. It's being streamed mentioned 24/7 Morbius. And then they said, oh, now it's back in the theaters. It fails again in the theaters.
Horribly.
Like
It's
they
just
have
funny.
a saying where it's like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. This should not have been taken at all.
Sony, you need to sit down on the bench, buddy. This is not your time.
They're taking 100 shots and they've missed 100 shots with Morbius.
Yeah. No, Sony, call us if you need help. Obviously you guys don't know what's going on. But that like the whole thing about life is like you learn from your mistakes and failures. And obviously Sony, you didn't. So can we stop trying to push Morbius now for the life of everybody? The 2,000 people who are watching it were probably bots trying to get them to be like, you want free sponsorship in the chat.
It is Morbin time.
In a month from now, we'll probably be talking about, has anybody heard about the reveal of Morbius 2?
Yeah. No, Morbius 2 is slated on the day after Venom 3.
What can we do to make this better? Say it's Morbin time and call followers Morbheads. It's genius. Write it into the script.
Have people carry you into your car because you're a method actor.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Must come back.
Tyrese Gibson says aliens are coming to Earth to see this movie.
Yeah. Oh, watch. He's next week. Tyrese Gibson's going to be like, look, I got the contract right here. It's just blank piece of paper. And he's just like, it's right here. All I got to do is sign. We're going for Morbius 2.
James Cameron read it. He said it was really good. He'd get back to me on how he feels.
Martin Scorsese is all over for production and directing of this movie.
Executive producer, guys.
Yeah.
Let's do
it. As he has that lollipop in his mouth.
Yeah. At first I thought he was smoking. I was like, what's he doing? And I was like, oh no, that's a lollipop. And he's just like, yeah, all this. And I was like, no, this.
God almighty.
But you know what was awesome that happened today, guys?
Please tell me.
The Black Adam trailer dropped. Now, if you have not seen it yet, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. It's 2 minutes. I don't know how much of a spoiler that is. But guys, I can't wait. I got all giddy like a little schoolgirl. I can't, like, I don't even know how to put this into words, like with how they're doing this. I think this might be the best DC movie to come out in a very, very long time that is not associated with Superman or Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I think this is going to blow doors wide open for other characters to come in. Like we finally got a good look at Atom Smasher, and I almost lost it because that's the one I wanted to see. Hawkeye or Hawkman looks at me. We're reviewing that later, by the way. Hawkeye Volume 1. Hawkman looks completely amazing. And can we talk about Dr. Fate?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm excited about that. I really like seeing Dr.
Pierce Brosnan looks wonderful.
I just like the whole thing. I love the fact that Dwayne Johnson in this role, like I didn't want him to be in it at first, and then now seeing it, he's just destructive.
Well, what they said that he was like 110% behind this movie and the DC extended universe as a whole.
Oh, since the movie got announced, the whole tagline he's had is the hierarchy of DC has changed or is going to change. And I'm like, I'm tired of seeing this. Now make the change happen before you keep talking about it and hyping it up. And he did.
It looks good. And before we got to the pre-show, when we were in the pre-show, when you guys like, did you see it? So let me watch it first. And I'm like, yeah, we need to have this on the actual show. And it did look awesome. And I like the part where the guy, he's hitting Black Adam in the head, and then
with the tire iron.
Yeah.
Heroes don't kill people.
I do.
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. Very excited. That comes out this summer, right?
Did they say October?
I thought it was October.
So it's the fall.
It was October.
Even better. This movie's going to do wonderful.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, from watching the trailer, did they try to do a Steve Rogers to him at one point where they had him really skinny when he was the god, or try to lose like his muscle mass because he looked a little bit thinner, I think?
I don't know. I didn't catch that in there, but I know what part you're talking about.
Because
like
in
they
the
were
comics,
putting him in that chamber.
When he's himself, he's scrawny. But then when he becomes obviously Black Adam, he's just like, hello, I'm Meathead. Nice to meet you. And I think they tried to do that with him a little bit. It looked like it from when they were like wheeling him into that little chamber like you're talking about. Yeah. I was like, did they just Steve Rogers him?
I didn't catch that. I'll have to go watch the trailer again. Gives me an excuse to do it.
Yeah. Well, I cannot wait for this escapade to ensue. But speaking of escapades, SK.
That's right. There is a new character coming to Marvel, and their name is Escapade. Now, a couple of weeks ago, when I missed, I sent you guys this article, and then you guys like, I think the character's been out. So when I looked, I made sure to read it, and this Escapade is a new character that will come out this month.
Okay.
In Marvel Voices Pride #1, the character of Escapade,
which I believe dropped today.
It says that it should come out June 22nd.
Oh, June 22nd?
Yeah, so it's saying the 22nd.
Okay, never mind. My apologies.
No problem. So it says it should come out June 22nd. Is Marvel Voices Pride #1. And the character of Escapade, whose real name is Sheila Sexton, is a trans woman who is becoming a new superhero, is a new mutant, and their power is they could switch everything and like switch where, let's say, if I had the power, I could switch with Tim where we are. I could even switch situations, things like that. So it's a pretty interesting powers. And then I remember reading in the article that the character of Escapade will come across Emma Frost, and that they will have pretty much a storyline together. So I'm guessing it's going to have to maybe do something. Maybe it will have something to do with the Hellfire Club. So we'll see what goes on with that. And the author of the book will be Charlie Jane Anders, and some of the artists will be Eisner-nominated Eisner-nominated artists Rose Stein and Ted Brandt, and the colors will be by Tamara Bonvillain. And Tamara Bonvillain makes me think back to when I reviewed Once and Future, when Tamara Bonvillain was the colors for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Escapade, a new character in Marvel coming in on June 22nd. It's almost here, a couple weeks away.
And Escapade will be a mutant too. That is very interesting.
Yeah,
I like the design. I'm looking at that right now, and it looks really good.
Yeah, I looked at that real fast. It looks good. I'm gonna stick with the thing I always say though. Like, all right, ball's in your court now. Make it good. Like, write it well. I don't care the sexuality. We've already established that with me. Like, I don't care what orientation they go by. If it's not a good read, it's not going to be a good read. I don't care if it's based on sexuality or not. If the writer doesn't do a good job and put that emphasis in there, it's not going to be a good book. But if they actually take their time and do that with this, it could be amazing. And to add it as a new character where you're not retconning another character already that's established, you're bringing someone new and fresh. Now you got your chance. So now, Marvel, it's your turn to put up or shut up, because this was happened to a lot in DC, and I'm tired of trying to fight for him.
Yeah, Jamie, I think like we're all pretty much in agreement. Like I said, we've talked about the subject before when it comes to character sexualities and
Mhm.
what they identify as, and pretty much the three of us all are kind of like, just as long as it's a good story.
Yeah,
That could
and
be
I'll,
mean. I'm
I'll
glad it's a new
definitely pick up the
character.
first issue just to see how it is, because I've been doing that a lot lately with picking up first issues. But it's just gotta be, it's gotta grab you. It can't just be like, oh well, we slap words on pages with color,
Mhm.
and this is what you get, because you're not gonna win anybody over by that. You already got the mainframe where you got a whole gender behind you, in a sense, a whole society,
Mhm.
and you can't not deliver to me. Like,
Well, I'm looking here, and to expand on what you said about the powers, Sonny, the mutant ability to instantaneously switch physical locations with another person or trade any specific physical or abstract attribute like possessions, status, skills, even powers and situations. Now, that bleeds into what you said, Jamie, and what we all agree on. A good story is a good story. And the mutant powers here leave the door wide open to tell some crazy stories. And like you said, it's in Marvel's hands now to be able to do that. I think it's safe to say that we here at Codex do not really care about these type of things. We just want good comic books, and if it's a good comic book, it's a good comic book. That's all that needs to be said about it.
and I will sit with anybody that, whatever they decide they are, if they read this and they want to talk about it, let's talk.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to do that. But if it comes to criticism, just because it's a character, a new character,
Mhm.
and they put this label on him already. Not saying it's a label, but in this instance, I am. They put this label on him saying that they're transgender, and you don't be a facilitator for sales at that point.
Mhm. Right.
Make it a
Don't use
market.
that as the marketing drive.
But make it a market. Like, you don't use it as the market drive, but make it a market.
Mhm.
Make your fans want to read it. Don't give them one instance and just, hey, I gave you this, but we didn't. What are we missing? Well, you didn't deliver on what? The story. Well, we gave it to you still. No, you didn't. That's what they need to
Yeah.
see. So,
Yeah, I agree with you 110%.
but speaking of powers, how about we talk about the powers that be and getting sequels, Tim?
Yeah, so the Joker 2 is officially confirmed by writer and director Todd Phillips. The only thing that he released was a picture on Instagram of the cover of the script, and I believe a picture of Joaquin Phoenix reading it also. So it's titled Joker Folie à Deux, which translates into a shared madness, which is very interesting because like the definition of that is that
Speculation, we're getting a Harley.
maybe, possibly, I don't know, but it's
Shared
like
the madness.
it's like the person that has whatever insanity they have, it easily transfers over to other people, like mass hysteria. That would be a great thing. But yeah, so Joker 2 is written by Scott Silver and Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips is going to be coming back to direct, and we're all pretty confident that Joaquin Phoenix will sign on the dotted line to appear in Joker 2. Now, with that being said, Joker, the first one, I've only seen that once, and I don't ever care to watch it again. Not because it was a bad movie, but because it was so emotionally draining for me. Watching somebody go through what he went through from the start of that movie all the way to the end. I needed a whole day to myself after watching that movie, and I haven't watched it since. It's a wonderful movie. It deserves all the praise that it got, deserves all the awards that it won, and it deserves to have its legacy forever and ever. I just will never watch it again. But
See,
I
I'm
will
the
go
opposite.
see
I think
Joker too.
I've seen it like at least 10 times
Yeah.
more
Once
this
was
week.
enough.
No. But no, I'm excited for it. I want to see what direction they go with it. Is it going to be the, you know, quintessential, hey, it's just a standalone universe.
Yeah.
We're just keeping that. Are we going to see a different Batman in it? Are we going to get a different Harley Quinn?
Mhm.
You know, what's the story here? But you're right. It is an emotional kind of like breakdown when you watch it. How is 2 going to react to that? You know, what are you going to do to top that? You
Yeah.
know, top that performance. And I don't know if there's much you can do, really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have my moments. I mean, I don't always go into the fridge when I break down, but when I do, you know, I need to chill down a little bit. But no, how can I put this? You're literally taking a character that people for some reason adore as a villain, and I say
Mhm.
that strongly.
Mhm.
And now you're humanizing them, which is scary.
Very much so.
Which is like the scariest thing that you could possibly do. And if you do that more, I think it's going to be even more, how can I, like you said, mentally draining
Yeah.
in a sense to
Like-
watch someone go through all that still.
I watched that movie. I was done for a day. And my brother Matt watched it too. And he called me and he was like, I can't watch that again. He's like, it was good, but I can't watch it again. I was like, I totally understand.
Sonny, what you got, bud?
So for me, yeah, I did enjoy the movie. Like I said, it's different. Like, you know, even before I told people, like, oh, you like to, do you like it? Do you recommend it? I'm like, yes, I think it's a very good movie. I said, it's not your regular superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no flying. They're not throwing each other through buildings. It's more of a
Batman's not going to
serious,
come down
yeah,
and
movie.
beat up the Joker.
Yeah. But with there being a sequel, I am excited for it. I do hope it is more in the style of the original. But like I said, Jamie, how you were talking about humanizing the Joker, that gives me hope. Like, I mean, now I could think about it where, you know, I love Batman White Knight. Like, you know, that
Yeah.
had the Joker take the lead as, you know, as the hero of the story. Like, that would be a pretty good way, I think, for it to go.
Imagine the
inspired by
middle of
that.
it. He's like, I'm just taking my pills now and I'm running for mayor.
Yeah. Who's this new Batman? Who's this new Batman guy? And he gets to take on him. And yeah, I'd like to see something like that. But even like I said, maybe it'd be nice if we see Harley Quinn in there.
Yeah.
So, you know, they could do something like that. And to also, like I said, how if they don't want to have it be so much superhero superpowers, you know, it could be, you know, somewhat of a love story of him and Harley Quinn, and how could he react? How could he be in a relationship with somebody when he is such a madman?
Very true.
We've seen what happened with him and Domino. So,
Well, I mean, we'll find out within the next couple of months. I'm sure we'll get more updates.
Oh yeah, we will update you here on the Code X podcast under the Code X station.
I love
Right?
that you added that in.
But we're keeping on DC, and we are hoping that Joaquin Phoenix stays as the Joker. I think he will. But Jamie, tell us about somebody who's being thrown off of Aquaman too.
Jared Leto. No. No, we got after everything that's happened, Amber Heard is now no longer part of it from what news sources are saying.
Yeah.
At first she had, I believe it was a 35-minute part in the movie. After the trials were starting taking place, it was basically voted down to 10 minutes. They cut it due to the audience's reaction and all their signatures and outrage towards it. They got it down to 10 minutes. Now they're saying that she is completely done. The parts she had was taken out. And you know, it's hard to explain with that one. Yeah, I'm fine with it because I never really saw her in any of the movies really give too much of a backstory, if that makes sense. But it's at the end of the day, it's like you could just replace her and do reshoots for those specific 10 even the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
You know, but is it easier just to cut her out and then later on, maybe if they do Aquaman 3, War Between Water and Land or something, you know, bring in somebody else.
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yeah,
Oh,
as Mara, absolutely.
As the new Mara.
Queen of the Sea.
Well, they
If
could.
we see him with red hair, then we need to be worried.
Yeah. No, they could flash point it. That's all they need to do. The Flash movie's coming out. They could just do that and be like, oh, look. But then Ezra Miller's already in his own thing. So,
yes.
But we don't talk about that. I mean, it's hard to talk about the situation for the court battle at hand. Yeah, Johnny Depp lost everything, all of his movies and everything. So I feel like it's only right, Nate, for this point to have her not be a part of what she loved.
Mm-hmm.
And because he loved Pirates of the Caribbean. And, to take both of them out respectively works perfect then.
And also, I think it's smart for DC because already a lot of people don't like her. They know if she's in the movie, there are going to be people who say, you know what, I won't see it because I'm so against her. So they're doing it.
Yeah.
Got to protect themselves and their movie.
And they're
really thinking about Ezra Miller because Ezra Miller's going to turn a lot of people off the Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, in the end, it's not going to make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things with her in or out of the movie because in Justice League, she didn't have much of a role.
And she was English.
Yeah. And in Aquaman, her role was co-star, but beyond that, I mean, Mara's a significant character in Aquaman. Don't get me wrong. She's central to who Aquaman is and all of the stories, a lot of good things. But having Amber Heard is not going to make or break the bank. There's a lot of different fan casts that are out there that make a lot more sense. So let's see what Warner Brothers decides to do.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's it.
Yes. Takes care of our comic news for the day. And now we get to our works. And now, we've got a lot going on with Code X Station.
Yeah.
Including merch. I know you want to talk about the merch. So
Yeah.
I'll push it over to you. You tell everybody what to buy.
It's exciting. We got the first wave out right now of merch. We have shirts and hoodies. And because Tim doesn't leave me alone, stickers. That was the biggest pinnacle. Like when I was working on it, he's like, they got stickers. I'm like,
all
yeah,
I said was that, and you're like, darn it, all right.
Yeah. As soon as I saw stickers, I kind of like glanced over at him on Zoom, and he kind of glanced over at me, and he's like, I'm like, you know what?
I was like a kid in a store. Look what they have. Look at all this.
Stickers.
And not one person has bought a sticker yet, just for everyone.
Not until tomorrow.
Yeah. But no, we got the We Love Heroes hoodies and shirts out. That comes straight from one of our members here at the Kodak Station, Tone Super. The Sci-Fi Swordsman and Sage Gamer. If you guys haven't checked him out yet, go do so. He's on a couple episodes with us too. But it's We Love Heroes and You're a Hero too are the shirts. Next wave, hopefully it'll be worked on this weekend. So we have some more diverse, clothing. So we have women's, men's. I tried to do everything neutral colors so that way it's, fair. Because I don't want to go crazy and be like, why this teal would look perfect with the white. And the red logo. But no, I'm excited. I already bought mine. Mine should be here Friday.
Right on.
So I'll be showing that off running around.
Right on. There's a lot of other things to talk about too. Namely the next super big thing, which is 101 subscribers.
Yes.
That's right. We hit it.
Amazing. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. Made it to over 100 subscribers. No thanks to you guys and pushing hard and getting friends, family, and neighbors and strangers to subscribe to the Codex Station. We are forever appreciative and grateful of all the hard work everybody has done. We're at 101. It's onward to 2, onward to 5, and up and up and up.
And that takes you and the community that we're building here at the station.
Yeah.
You guys and all the conversations and the feedback. We could not continue to grow or do any better. And we keep doing it because of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't stop now. Just because we crossed that first milestone does not mean it's time to take a break. Keep going. We're going to get there, and we can't do it without your help.
Yeah. And as far as the other things that's going on right now, we got a bunch of reviews coming for you guys. Some from the podcast itself, from previous episodes, so that way you guys get segments of the reviews that we've done. We have a couple awesome reviews coming from Kristen herself, and then a big one coming from me and Tone, but an even bigger and stranger review coming from Tone, Tim, and Kristen with Stranger Things Part 1.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. Breaking the Codes are going to be coming out. We're a couple weeks ahead on those, so guys, be on the lookout for those.
We got 6 of them.
And of course, After Darks. So, guys, we got more than enough. Deceased full story comes out in
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, because it's 2 weeks. And then after that, no surprise, we have the Phoenix saga starting.
Yeah. For you guys that don't know, that is Uncanny X-Men issues 101 through 108, and those will be on their way to you shortly. Yeah, beyond that, Jamie, as far as any other Codex news that's going on, I think that about covers it.
Yeah, we got merch.
We'll be having a Boom Thursday soon from me.
Uh-oh.
Grim number 1.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kristen, because she technically did one. I was like, how'd you know?
Oh, there you go. We have one from Kristen coming up. We have one from me coming up.
Is that the G to the R to the I to the M?
Yes, it is.
All right. You keep on that, because I heard that's a good series. I want to hear all about it from you.
Yeah.
It's
It is
cool
good.
stuff.
And I'm looking forward to doing the review of it.
Yeah. And then, it's been nonstop, and I'm loving every second of it. If anyone watched the After Dark live from this past Saturday, you saw Jamie break down a little bit and say thank you to everybody in a crybaby face way. So, yeah, go check that out.
Yeah. And then
I don't know if Sonny saw it, but
I got to get to it. Now,
I know.
Definitely have to get to
I knew it. And you can ask Tim right now. The first 5 minutes of that whole thing was me talking about how I started it with you with the podcast, and then we worked our way up. And of course, Sonny misses that one.
I'll catch you.
Now you know
a
what
little
you got to
behind,
watch
but I will
tonight.
get to it.
Yeah, I get all tear-eyed for no reason. This is BS. I want to do show no more.
Eventually, I get to it.
He sees it in a year from now. He's like, "Oh, Jamie really did care a year ago."
Oh my god!
Trying to comment, and nobody's seeing my comment right now.
Now we got over 100,000 subscribers, and Jamie's just like, "What do I do?"
But guys, it's great, and we got a lot more in store for the Codex Station. Looking
Mhm.
forward to it. And now we move on to our topic of the week. This week's topic of the week is, what comic should someone read but has never heard of? As usual, Jamie has the top 3 comments.
Yeah, and in no particular order, as always. These come straight up. Comic character of the day, guys. Great Facebook group. Go join a great community. Great overall environment. A lot of comic book knowledge comes out of there. Us 3 are in there, so you guys can talk to us as well. Actually, the whole team is. So everyone from Codex is in there, so you can always jump in and talk to one of us there as well. All you got to do is join, and that's all that it takes. Like you guys do for us, follow, like, share, subscribe. You guys jump in there and just tell everyone else about it. Spread the word. Comic character of the day.
Oh yeah.
So with that, we have John M. Robinson with Lost at Sea. The cover was on there, guys. So if you guys want to go take a look at that later on, it looks kind of cool. Our very own Kevin Berkeley with Queen and Country by Greg Rucka. It is it's a really engaging spy series, which I was actually excited to start. And then we have David Barry with Black Sad. And I didn't get to research that one really. And I'm going to after this because that actually sounds pretty cool.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I do have some research to do. And again, thank you everybody for commenting.
Mhm.
And Tim, what about you?
Yeah, so for a comic book someone should read but has never heard of, the big one that I'm going to recommend is a book called Chrome. It's only 3 issues. It came out from a company called Hot Comics back in the mid 80s, and it's got very early Kelly Jones artwork. You would know him from Batman. I recommend reading that, seeing what they were kind of leading up to, and then it's just cut after issue 3. It's basically about these 2 astronauts that go up into outer space, and they're testing out this new spacesuit made of some kind of weird technology, and the shuttle crashes, the suit melds onto this dude and becomes his skin, and he in turn becomes some
Why does
kind
this sound
of
like Manowar?
hero after that. Well, maybe that's where they got the idea from. But yeah, I recommend Chrome issues 1 through 3, Hot Comics, guys. You can find them in the dollar bins. They're super cheap, super easy to get a hold of. Sonny?
Cool. And for me, my pick was, I don't know too many characters that are that unknown. So the most one I would have to go with is the book I got you guys for Christmas, and that is The 12, which it was 13 issues instead of 12. Right?
Yeah, not 12.
12, but it was 13 issues. And there was a story I loved. I was like, I don't know any of these characters. They're all older. They were really characters that were around from the 1940s.
From
then,
Timely.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then later on, they were brought back for the story. And the story was made somewhere within the past 20 years. And yeah, I love the story. I recommend it. And yeah, it's a great read. I really loved it. And I think a lot of people would enjoy it. What about you, Jamie?
I'd have to go with Buzzkill, and that's a Donny Cates book out of Image. I never hear anyone talk about it. I picked it up. I thought it was fantastic. Basic premise is the character gains his superpowers through like drugs or alcohol, but the storyline behind it and what he goes through throughout the I think it's 4 issues in the graphic novel technically, is amazing. Like it tears at your heartstrings. So definitely check out Buzzkill. Interesting.
I'm writing that down.
Nice. I remember a long time ago, Jamie, you had mentioned that book to me, but
yeah,
it's on the wish list. But there's so many great comics to read. So
don't worry, I got
did
Tim
mention
his birthday gift, and I got him God Country. And
God Almighty, I'd never heard of that, and that was one of the greatest stories I ever read.
Sonny's got Nocterra.
Read it twice.
That is right.
That's one Sonny's never heard of.
Only
Nocterra.
mentioned on the show. But
Yeah, only mentioned on the show.
before that, I had not heard of it. Yes, I'm really looking forward to reading that. Hey guys, that takes care of our topic of the week, and as usual, throughout the next few days, we will be posting the next topic of the week. Like I said, comic character of the day. So everyone, feel free to comment, let us know, and we'll have another topic of the week. So now, do you guys know what it's time for?
Yeah, I guess I pulled the trigger too early on that in the first 2 minutes of the show. So
yeah, you did way too early.
Way too early.
Premature. Do you know it over here?
But now it is time for Do You Know?
Do I know what the order is? Can you guys tell me?
Yeah, I got
It
you.
is Jamie, me, you.
Oh, it is me first. Okay.
Yes.
So, guys, the book I just talked about, Buzzkill. Do you know what is the name of the main protagonist from that book?
Hold on. Let me look it up.
No, I thought you guys might have after the times I've talked about it. But
like I said, it's on the wish list. I read what it was about a very long time ago. I'm gonna go with Bud.
Yeah, Bud Wyzerski.
both of you are wrong. Is Ruben?
Okay.
We were close, Sonny.
Well,
We were real
you was
close.
the second letter.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
it's not
give you
Buzz,
a
it's Ruben.
0.0001 of a point.
Can I have that in a PDF trophy?
Yes. Signed.
Yes.
Don't worry. I'll Photoshop signature of my name on there for you.
Oh my God.
Okay, guys. So now I move on to this was something that I thought was going to be on the news for the episode, but then things got changed, so it got moved to our pre-show. This is with Joe Quesada. In 1993, he won the Diamond Award he won the Diamond Gene Award for Best Cover. Do you know which comic it was for?
I am gonna say Solar Man of the Atom.
Can you say it one more time for me?
Okay. Joe Quesada won the 1993 Diamond Gem Award for Best Cover for which comic?
93. I don't know. Manowar.
What did you say?
I said Manowar. I don't know. I don't know.
I said Solar Man of the Atom.
So Man of the Atom, Jimmy, you're saying
Exo Man-O-War.
Yeah, I said Exo Man of War.
okay. See, it's Exo Man of War.
Oh.
It is Exo Man of War.
Oh.
Number 0.
Good job.
You're welcome, because I was like, it's not Man of War, but I know what you're thinking of. So
Yeah.
Exo Man of War.
That's wonderful.
That is amazing.
Yes, so Exo Man of War number 0.
Greatest point victory ever.
Because I was thinking, I'm like 93. I'm like, the only thing I know out of that era is that. And Sonny would probably put that as an answer. So, Man of War.
Now, my do you knows have to do with Hawkeye, the guy that is behind me. So let's go ahead and get that started. Do you know what title Clint Barton first appears as Ronin in?
First appears as Ronin.
Mm-hmm. The title name that he first appears as Ronin.
Tales to Astonish.
As Ronin, that was Avengers. Mightiest Heroes.
Is that your answers? Okay, you're both wrong. Jamie, you're kind of right, but the title is incorrect. The title that he appeared in as Ronin is New Avengers.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Yes.
Do you know the issue number that Clint Barton was? Just as a bonus question.
13.
You're
I think it was like
close.
87 or something.
No, it's 27. 27 is the
I was
first
close.
time he appears as Ronin. Yep. So there you go.
All right.
We got to
So-
round 1 pretty quick.
Yeah. So on to
Jamie
the
1,
next one.
0.
So we all know that there's been famous people that have jumped over to write certain comics. But do you know what wrestler wrote Marvel's Drax?
CM Punk.
I'm going to say Morrison. John
John
Morrison. Yeah.
John
John
Morrison?
Morrison. That's who I'm saying.
Sonny, who'd you say?
CM Punk.
Sonny got a point.
Ah, Sonny.
Because I know he's written a few, yeah. So I'll go with him.
Right on.
Okay. Now we move on to me. And we know this character. We've been talking about this character. He's
Morbius.
been in the theaters, out of theaters. And yes, we know it's a Morbius. But
Jared
do you
Leto.
know the first appearance of Morbius? Comic
Yes.
and number.
Comic and number? Werewolf by Night number 3.
Amazing Spider-Man number 101.
Tim knew that one.
Yeah.
Point for Tim. So we're all tied up. I can tell like Tim's ready. He knows.
I'll
Yeah.
take my point for that, please.
So Morbius gets Tim a point.
Right on. Let's go on to question number 2, gentlemen, for me. So once again, Hawkeye. That's who we're talking about. But we're not talking about Hawkeye being alive. We're going to talk about how many times Hawkeye has died. Do you know how many times Hawkeye has died in comic books?
8.
8.
I wish you guys would have chosen a number just under that. You're both incorrect. It is 7.
The only reason is because I thought I remembered from the there was like a counter
Yeah.
that me and Sonny did about one of the questions when we did the uncensored episode with Keith, and I think it was 8.
The answer as of 2021 was 7. 7 deaths. Secret Wars, House of M, Infinity Gauntlet, etc., etc. Check it. Correct me if I'm wrong. If number 7 is not the correct answer, then I will grant both of you a point. But anyways, Jamie, go ahead and go with your question number 3.
He's trying to prove you wrong first.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna go on with my next one. Okay, so guys, do you know? Obviously, Jon Stewart is a Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he
What is
hosted the
the-
Daily Show
That too.
years ago.
That's kind of rude. No, I'm kidding. What is the name of the world that Jon Stewart was in control of?
Cool guy.
Earth.
Earth.
Mosaic. Both of you are wrong.
Exactly. Because that was the title of his comic in the 80s, right?
He was running the world.
Yeah.
And trying to keep everyone together.
Of course.
Okay, guys. So now on to me. And this one goes with Hawkeye, the miniseries, reread, and we'll be reviewing. Okay, so in the first issue, right at one part, Hawkeye is leaving, and he says, I'll be back in 2 Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. And what award-winning movie from the 1990s does the character say something very similar to, I'll be back in 2 Shakes of a Lamb's Tail?
I think I know the answer to this. I'm going to say Pulp Fiction.
2 Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. I can hear it in my head. It's weird. Like, I don't know, Jurassic Park.
Tim is right.
Yep. It was Uma Thurman when she was going to go powder her nose.
And just to let you know, Sonny,
Yes.
I thought I got it because of the fact that I put myself on that side and Tim's on the other. So when you pointed up, I was like, and then you're like, Tim got it. I was like, I'm so disappointed right now.
Oh. Yeah.
Well,
You're
prepare
right,
to
Tim.
be undisappointed, Jamie, because I think this one's easy enough for Sonny to get. So,
Come on. Come on.
Oh, yeah, not Jamie, just Sonny.
what was the first official appearance of Clint Barton in the MCU?
Thor.
Thor.
Yeah, you're both correct. Easy answer right there. I figured I'd give it to you. So that Thor 2011, he had a small cameo appearance in the movie.
Yeah, when he was standing on top
Yep.
of the crane.
Well,
Just,
yep.
Yep. Hold your fire, Barton. Let's
Yeah.
see what he does. But yeah, so
Yes,
there
it
you
is.
go.
2's all around.
Yeah.
2's all around.
2 for 2, but a 3 of us.
Yeah.
There you go. Tie game this week.
Good. Way should be.
Good.
So we're all winners. Once again, participation trophies for us.
I don't accept those.
Wait.
It's going to spam mail.
All right, guys. Your knows are in the books. Top of the week's in the books. Count news in the books. And now it's time to grab all those balls and review the Hawkeye miniseries from 1983. Tim, I'll let you do the credits since you're so good at it.
So the credits for Hawkeye 1 through 4 that came out in 1983 are writing goes to Mark Grenwald, pencils also to Mark Grenwald, inks to Brett Breeding with help from Danny Blanati, colors Bob Sharon, and letters to Joe Rosen.
All right, guys. I'll get us started on this review and take us through some of it. Yeah, a spoiler warning for some. I won't go through the whole thing and give away the ending, but
It was
we're
83.
going through quite
I'm
a
pretty
few.
sure it passed spoiler warnings.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the story of Hawkeye, and in the beginning, he works for CTE, Cross Technological Enterprises, and yeah, he's training, he's doing, going on, and then we see that he is dating Sheila Danning, and Hawkeye is talking about. He's thinking that his life, everything is going so perfect, and then one day, as he's with Sheila, oh, there's somebody breaking into CTE, and who is it? It is Mockingbird. And the two have a pretty interesting fight, almost kind of cheesy, but interesting to see. They're rolling, and they're landing on top of each other. You know, how most fights go.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But-
sure.
Yeah.
That's how I fight.
So he helps the security get Mockingbird. He goes back to Sheila. He tells her the story of how the swordsman trained him. And then eventually, Sheila, she's really trying to keep him there. She's really like on top of him, not to go back there. But he says, I do need to see what's going on. So he does go back. And then security turns on him. And then suddenly it looks like they have Sheila. So he gives himself up and they throw him down into just like a little well thing where Mockingbird also is. And then Sheila turns around and she set him up. She's bad. She's not this nice, perfect woman that he thought she was. And he's very down.
What a twist.
Yeah. And they start throwing the acid on them. And Mockingbird's like, come on, gonna fight to live. And he's just, it's for some reason it was melting his clothes, but it didn't melt anything on Mockingbird. But They make their escape. They get away. Then we got to the next issue. Hawkeye's kind of find out what's going on, and he's really down. And Mockingbird starts to tell her story of how she became a superhero, how she started to fall in love with Hazar, and then eventually she sees that he's sleeping. He fell asleep in the story. And then we have the Silencer come in his one and only appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Silencer goes after Hawkeye. Mockingbird helps him out. They're chasing the character. Eventually, he jumps out of the window and everything to get away. And then they're on, what do we call it? A smoke tower? We'll call it a smoke tower.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he seems to throw Hawkeye in it, and Hawkeye comes back and throws him. And we can assume that Silencer fell to a very gruesome death, because here we are almost 40 years later, and he's not appeared in any comics.
Yeah.
No appearance, so we can just assume his head was splattered. It was extremely violent, but we just didn't see it.
They're still
I need to
looking
tell
for him
Sal I
this
want to get that
day.
CGC, the first appearance and only appearance.
Yes, of the Silencer.
I want to see that on my CGC.
Yeah, there's some spaces on the wall. We could, maybe we could each get a first and only appearance of Silencer. And then we get on to issue number 3, where we meet Oddball and Bombshell. And Oddball, this is why we've been talking about balls throughout the show. He throws balls, fireballs, hard balls. There was even a part. Yes, there is a part when Hawkeye says, "I need to get one of his hard balls." I was like, come on. That's like one of those hard skin kind of things.
It's all Hawkeyes do.
Yeah,
I
so
think I figured out the name for the show.
Oddball and Bombshell, they're after Hawkeye and Mockingbird. They're fighting each other. And long story short, eventually they capture both Hawkeye and Mockingbird. And then the last one, we find out that Crossfire is the leader of this team, and he tells of what he's going to do and how he's going to turn all the villains against everybody. Very smart of villain to tell everything he's going to do. I do really like to spread out the page when he does tell it. Like when you see him in the middle, you see all these characters fighting. I thought it was great artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Hawkeye and Mockingbird together, and they do their thing with the sound. So then the two have quite a fight, and that's where I'll stop and go through. If you want to know more, check out the story. It is a very good, interesting read. Hawkeye 1 through 4, the miniseries. For me, I enjoyed it. I felt like we've gone through it more than I thought I would, because obviously last week we were ready to review it and didn't, and then this week I was like, okay, let me make sure to go through it again. So I'm getting pretty familiar with this story, and I would say this last time I read it, I've been enjoying it more. The first time it does take a little bit of getting used to. If you're like me, actually, if you're like me, you can kind of get over the bit of cheesiness. Sometimes things like that, like you can understand. These are older times. This is almost 40 years ago, and then, but if you're not somebody, you might not care too much. But I still think it's a very interesting story. For me, some of the highlights, yes, Oddball made me laugh with all the ball talk, especially the part when he has the guy, and he takes a hostage, and the hostage is like laughing and says, "What is he gonna do? Juggle me to death?" He blows the ball off the guy's head, and he throws the ball off the guy's head. You see the guy bleeding. I'm like, okay, he's kind of a cheesy but a fun character. Oddball, I don't think he'd be made now, or if he was in a movie, they would probably change him.
No, we need that on Disney Plus.
I would love
for
him
a
to be the way he is.
6-episode show.
Yes, I would love him to be the way he is for laughs, and Mockingbird really stood out, and for me was probably the biggest highlight of this book. Because before I've known the character in a lot of Avengers stories, she's kind of in the back, right? She doesn't take the lead. For this, it really gave her a spotlight that I'd like to see, and I like her character. I'm a fan of her, definitely a bigger fan of her now. For Hawkeye, I didn't like seeing him be so down. I wanted him to be more up, I guess. Sometimes heartbreak can bring you down, but I wanted to see more of Hawkeye being a bit more confident in himself. But I do enjoy the story, and overall, I gave the Hawkeye miniseries an 8.2.
Interesting.
Tim?
Interesting. So, I got a few things to say about this.
Oh, dear God. This is going to be bad now.
The names of the villains were some of my favorites, and Oddball is my new favorite D-list villain. I loved
He's
him
an A-lister in our hearts.
from the second he was on panel. I was like, this guy's going places. I am all about Oddball. Crossfire, Bombshell, clever names, clever. As far as the book itself goes, the artwork, it was really good. I loved the detail. I loved how very clear it was. And it was nostalgic for me to see that type of artwork that you don't see a whole lot in books now. Some of the legacy artists are still around and they're still doing things, but they're fewer and far between. And it was really awesome to see that type of artwork from when I was a kid. And I really enjoyed that. The first meeting between Hawkeye and Mockingbird, absolutely wonderful. She stood right on the same pedestal as he did, even a little higher, because Clint is all down in the dumps after dating this girl for 1 month and thinking that she is the love of his life when he's been with Scarlet Witch and Black Widow and all that stuff. He's like, I'm tired of girls dumping on me. I'm just done. And yeah. So, but it was a nice rehash of the origin too. It wasn't 15 pages of origin. It was only like 1 or 2. And it was really cool. So that was nice. Hawkeye's first real solo adventure. And I love the fact that he was on the ropes through most of it. You didn't see that a lot then, and you don't see it. Well, you see it more now, but back then you really didn't, because a lot of the bigger heroes, maybe they were on the ropes for a short time, but not through most of the series. And I love the fact that it was like this, and it was really good to read. The Sky Sled is super out of place, but I absolutely love it. I want to see more of the Sky Sled, which I don't think we will, because it was destroyed. Spoiler. But a little bit of a negative. There were a lot of conveniences, especially in the trick arrows, and dust at the doors, whatever that means. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Seeing the fingerprints or the footprints in dust that has just settled. Oh, look, they've been here. They've been around. How long were they here? 10 minutes ago. Okay. It does add some charm to the book. But not much. It's 80s Marvel, so take that how you want to. It was good stuff then. It's fair stuff now. I love how they ride the subway and nobody really cares that there's 2 heroes sitting in costumes in the subway, and Steve Rogers.
Normal weekend.
Yeah, Steve Rogers just casually shows up. Hey, Clint, how's it going? Who's your lady friend? Oh, wonderful. Looks like you're on an assignment. Well, yeah, kind of. Well, great. Do you need help? Nope, I got it. Awesome. Let me know if you do. You know where to get me. And then
Mockingbird's like, oh, he's gorgeous.
Yeah. I love the updated costume in this, going away from this a little bit and kind of trimming it up and stuff like that. I really dug that. One of my favorite parts was I loved the nod to ridiculous villain monologue that Crossfire did. He's like, now I'm going to stand before you and reveal all of my plans, as villains always do. I was cracking up as soon as I saw that. But yeah, as far as to kind of finish up my thoughts, writing did not age very well, but it does fit very well within the time period that it came out. So as far as the writing goes, I give that a very solid 6. It's well deserved, well earned. It's not bad for the time
creators after us after this one.
For the time period that it came out, it is relevant then. It doesn't read so well now. Artwork was the high point for me, and that gets a very enthusiastic 8. So an overall for Hawkeye 1 through 4 gets a solid 7.
Nice.
Yep.
So, and you guys brought up all the good points that I was going to bring up, so I'm just going to piggyback one off each of you. Sonny, I think you were hit. The cheesiness of it was like kind of the best part for me, because that's what I wanted out of most of those 80s books. You know, every time I read something, I was like, this could be a little bit better if it was like funnier or like slapstick or something like that. And that brought this to the table. Especially that part, what's he going to do? Juggle me to death? That sounds like something I would say to just a villain, be like, what's he going to do?
Well, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. He hits me in the face. What did you just hit me in the face with a tennis ball? Like, seriously?
Let
That
me
was one of
find
my
the
hard-
right ball.
That was one of the
here.
hard balls.
Yeah. I froze that one overnight.
Oh
But it wasn't, how can I put it? It wasn't overly narrative. Like, there wasn't too, like, you got the point. There it hit the point, it moved on from the point. I really do like Mockingbird in this. I thought it was one of the best parts of it. I love when they're tied up and like Glenn's like sleeping.
Yeah.
And she's like, is he out still? Yeah.
Come on, you're supposed to be an Avenger here.
Yeah. One thing, like I said, there's some things I feel like they missed in the book, like Sonny alluded to, was you got Hawkeye and his face or his face mask is melting, but Mockingbird's okay.
Oh yeah.
You know, the artwork I thought really did age well, like Tim said. And as far as like the overall story, it was great that it wasn't an origin story to me. Like, it was something that, we got a real quick synopsis of what it is, and then we move forward and give you an actual 4-issue limited series to get into this character. And they did just that for me. And that made me want to buy more Hawkeye because of that fact. So overall, with that, this one gets a 7.8 because of the fact that I would love to give it an 8, but there are just a couple things that kind of negate me from it. And I don't want to give it a 7.5 because of the fact that it doesn't belong there.
We are right around the same area.
Except for
Sonny, except for me. Sonny 8.2, Jamie 7.8, and I give it a solid 7. It's a good book. It's a good 4-issue series. It's great for a start.
Yeah. Jamie, I think I was very close to giving it a 7.8, but when I went over it again today, I enjoyed it even, a little more. Like, okay, I'm really getting used to this story. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it was higher when I
Very
first bought
close.
it. When I first bought it and read it, I thought it was the best thing Hawkeye's ever done, like in a book. And I was like, this is a 9 in my eyes. And then I reread it and I was like, maybe I was being a little judgmental back then. Maybe I liked it a little too much.
Yeah, it happens though. Even to like I said, certain books I've enjoyed like a lot more the first time, like, and then like, okay, is it really that good? And then sometimes when I read them, like pretty good, and then as I read them again, they get better.
Yeah.
Well, right on, guys. Those are some pretty solid grades. I think it's safe to say that Hawkeye 1 through 4 is a solid read.
I think it would be it definitely would be on my recommended list if someone was asking me about Hawkeye books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hawkeye, yep.
Absolutely. First meeting between him and Mockingbird
Mm-hmm.
and his existential crisis for 4 issues. Yeah.
I have those too.
And who could forget, like I said, those super villains. Crossfire,
Oddball.
Bombshell, and Oddball.
Best D-list villain ever.
All right, guys. So now, anything else about Hawkeye before we move on?
Nope.
I
think we covered everything.
Yeah, good review. Now, it was my pick. We move on. We stick in Marvel, but we move on from the 80s to the 90s, and we go into another miniseries. And this is the first miniseries of Deadpool, and that is Deadpool, The Circle Chase.
Interesting.
That one I brought up on our very last episode where all 3 of us were together.
Yes, and I'm like, you know what? We should
That's
review
for
it.
one.
Yeah, so that will be our next full story that we go through. Either we'll review that either next week or possibly the week after.
Yeah.
But now, again, before we wrap this up, yeah, guys, it has been 1 year of the Code X podcast that has become the Code X station. We've gone through a lot. Episode 48. In 2 weeks, we'll have our special episode 50. We'll make sure to do something special for it, make it even bigger and better and better. And yeah, like I said, guys, our show has grown so much. We've made many friends. Tim, we didn't even know you when the show started. I mean, look how close we've become now, man.
Yeah.
It's like family.
Yeah, truly.
I feel like we're in an Olive Garden right now.
But guys, it's been great. Love you guys. Glad that we've been doing this thing, that we
Love you too,
continue
bud.
on
Absolutely.
segment, doing it every week, and then more shows. Like I said, we putting panels, Codex After Dark. Oh man,
Breaking the
we are
code.
soon breaking the code. We do our reviews. We got so much going on. We have more things that are going to come up, and Codex is only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And it only
yeah.
has. But yeah, a year, it just kind of like throws me off now because I'm like, oh my God, Like when we started, like I was talking about when I was crying like a baby on After Dark.
I need to see that now.
Yeah, you do. He's gonna snippet it and make it like his ringtone.
That's wonderful.
No, like I said, it started with that, and then it just grew into this bigger, badder thing. Like I even said on there, I was like, Sonny was the person. I'll tell you now because you obviously watch it, but I was like, Sonny was the guy I needed to start it, and I said that straight out. I was like, you were the one that literally was like, who gives a what anyone thinks what we're doing? Let's just do it. And I had to keep that mindset, and you were that person that kept me on that mindset. And then we met Tim, and then we brought him on for decoding panels, and they became part of the podcast. And then even after that, it was like Tim basically became my right hand on everything that we were doing from that point on, staying up till 3 a.m, getting stuff done, you know. And then you're coming in with these awesome reviews, Sonny, and knocking out those, you know, heart-jerking mail calls that make you want to tear your eyes out.
And cover your eardrums too.
Oh,
and it was just, I just love the fact that we got a team now, and we brought in Tone, we brought in Kristen. A lot more to come. A lot more people probably gonna be part of it at some point, but we're trying to keep it at a minimum. But yeah, dude, like I said, without you and me calling you that one day and be like, I want to create content. What do you think of this? And you were like, screw it, let's do it. And then it took 6 months for us to do it because you were doing a series by series, but you know, it was worth it.
Yeah. We did it, and even too, don't forget those one shots. I'm looking forward to bringing.
Oh yeah, the one shots.
Many more one shots throughout the next year.
Oh yeah, we'll have more one shots. It's just like with one shots, you can't schedule those.
Yeah,
when they're available.
Yeah. So I always like tend to be like, when we get a one shot, then I'll be like, we got another one shot. When we don't have a one shot, we got one shots.
Yeah. Like Jamie, one of the cool weeks is when we were talking and we're like, okay, so we have our long chat with Daryl Banks on Saturday, and then on Monday I have the one shot with Stephen Grant, and you're like, we're really talking, like these are real conversations we're having. This isn't like joking around. We're really talking to all these comic creators.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I remember that because I was calling you on the way home from picking up my pulls, and I was like, "Don't forget, dude. Like tomorrow, we need to be on time for Banks." And then you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Don't forget too. You got Stephen Grant the next week." And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh yeah." I finished up the Ron Mars one. That one's up too. And we're just like, "Did we really just say those names out loud? Like, did that just happen?" And then you got Tim coming in with, you know, David Hazan and Doyle and Kaplan.
Yeah.
And then we had Banks for a one shot, and then Casey Gilly the start. It's just nonstop. I love every second of doing this. I don't care if I never sleep again. As long as this is going on, I'm happy.
It's just gonna keep getting better, guys.
Imagine all the stuff we will be saying when we reach this time next year. And we say, guys, year 2 is in the books. A lot more ahead for Code X.
I'm driving my new Bugatti.
Hold on, I just purchased my new boat, guys.
Yeah, it's called the Code XXX.
Perfect. Perfect.
But yeah, episode 50 coming to you guys real soon.
Yeah.
So with that, Tim, anything else before we go?
Nope, I am good. You guys have said all that could be said about that. I don't want to give too much away on what we're going to talk about for episode 50, so I will button it.
About time. We've been trying to get you that since episode 10.
Good luck.
Well, guys, thank you again. You all take care.
Yeah, guys, thank you for the year of fun. Thank you for the sleeplessness. Thank you for everything that you guys have done to make this grow. It's only fitting that we hit the 100 subscribers in the year mark. Now let's make this 1,000 by this time next year. Let's make it 100,000. Let's do big, because that's all we want to do is go big.
Woo!
Guys, as always, I gotta say, we're trying to build this community. We're doing a great job. It takes you to help, and to build that community, guys, please keep following, liking, sharing, subscribing as much as you can. If you guys love it, like the content, or love it, let everyone else know. Even if you don't, let us know. Maybe we could change some stuff. But definitely, your voice is heard here. And as always, be kind to one another out there. You never know what anyone's going through. You never know what day they're having. So even a smile can change the course of someone's day or life. So always be kind. Guys, I'll see you in the next one.
Right on. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we have merchandise. The link to that will be in the comments section below here on, or if you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the comments section on Twitch now. So by all means, go there and get your sweet Codex swag. You need it. We want you to have it. And everything that you purchase does help this channel grow, helps us bring the best videos to you all the time, every time. So we need your help. We need your support. By all means, go ahead and do that. Also, don't forget to find us on all the socials, ladies and gentlemen: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, and on podcast streaming platforms. All you got to do is type in the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us. Once again, my name is Tim. This guy over here is Jamie, and down below is the immortal Sonny Kruger. This is the Codex Podcast. We are the Codex Station, and we will see you next time.